Okay, so now what we're going to be doing is you're going to create your own, and you can either use the tutorials that are available on MIT to design and create your own app of your own design, or you can use one of these app building guides which is part of the Youth Mobile Power series. So we can design apps which are socially useful, apps that you'll actually want to use, and obviously that's a very good idea. So the whole idea here is if you go to appinventor.mit.edu, and I've got a link on Teams, explore/app building guides, you'll find a whole series of guides which basically walk you through what to do to create these different tutorials. So there's a mood ring translation app, Snapchat remix, and you'll notice they're marked either beginner, intermediate. So how strong do you feel? Creating a Don't Get Faked, a quiz app, a sound library, a to-do list, an opinion poll, and it gets more advanced with the DIY book club and a map the movement using interactive trackers and things like that. So I would suggest that you choose one of these tutorials. I'm going to start with the mood ring one and just show you how it works. So you just go and you click on where it says mood ring, and it takes you through to your App Inventor platform. So it says I already have one of that name, and the reason for that is that I opened this earlier. So I'm going in now, and you just click continue, and that pops up. And you'll notice it's got the tutorial over here, which walks you through exactly what to do. And it's got elements on the screen that are already been put there, so you don't need to add those. The project's already started for you. And you just follow the instructions in the tutorial, and you make the changes here in the console to create your own app. If you go down, so that describes the challenge. So it's to create a artificially intelligent therapy bot. So basically, depression is a huge problem in the world, especially under lockdown. And it would be nice if we could design an app which would help ameliorate that problem. So this is the answer to that. There's a little section on how to connect your app. So you notice it says 1 of 7 here, and you just click next to go to the next one. You just read what it says, and you go to the next step. These are basically ways that you can connect what you're doing on a laptop or an iPad, putting together this project so that it actually works on an Android phone. Of course, you need an Android phone. You can also do it just by following the tutorial accurately and then just publishing to gallery. And then you send me that link to what's been published to your gallery so that I can go in and view your app. But it's quite nice if you're able to actually link it up, and if you have an Android phone, actually be able to use it. So you just click next, 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 and there are a set of instructions. These are not easy to get this all set up and working. You might need some help from a tech savvy person at home if you have one, if you're lucky enough to have one. My own tech savvy go-to is my son, who's studied computer science at university, so he's a bit better at this kind of thing than I am. I'm afraid I cannot do remote support for this. So, if you're sitting with an iPad and you're struggling with how to do this, I would just follow the tutorial. Don't try and connect it up. If you can, that's absolutely great. But if you can't, I'm afraid from a remote venue, I don't have enough knowledge about hardware and so on to be able to help you there. So when you finish that, you can go down and start. So this is where I would kind of start. A mood counter, and it walks you through what to do. Let's make an app that can keep track of how many times you feel different emotions throughout the day. So the whole idea is if you click happy, it'll go happy once. And it ends up, if you're clicking angry, angry, angry all the time, then you pretty much know you're angry. So the whole idea is this is something you do throughout the day. And it tells you what to do. So you need to add a click handler. So for each of these, which one you're clicking on, it needs to do something. So it tells you to go up and click over here where it says blocks, and then click on the happy button draw. So you go to where it says happy button, and when happy button, you drag that onto the screen over there. Okay, so there it is. So what do you do next? Add set happy label text. So click on the happy label draw. There we go, happy label. And I've got to go and find set happy label text. There we go, set happy label text. So I pull that on. Whoops, just drag that across and dock that. Text to, I've got to go to the next step to see what to do. Add plus. So click on the math drawer. So I need to find the math drawer there and add the set happy label text to option. So I'm looking for, click and drag the plus block. So I'm looking for the plus block. Where is the plus block? Whoops, I'm not very good at this, am I? Well, it's got something plus something. I wonder if that's, yeah, that's the one they want. So I've got to drag that and dock that and add it to the set happy label text block. So I've now got that set up. It's looking the same as I can see in the tutorial. And I click the next. Okay, so I've got to go next step. Add one. Click on the maths drawer and drag the naught block and add it to the second. Change the naught to a 1. Okay, so I've got to go and find the naught. And what must I do there? I'm not following here, but I've got to change that to a 1. I think I missed a step. Now you can see that I'm kind of struggling with this, just as you would probably do if you're trying to see the small screen here. I go back to previous, click on the happy and add it to the click and drag the happy label text block and add it to the first socket. Okay, so I've got to go add happy label draw, happy label text block, and just see what that looks like as they drag it across. Okay, so I'm looking for happy label text. I think it's that one. Okay, come on, dock in there nicely. I really am not very good at this. Happy label dot text, that's not the one. So I need to go back in there and try and find happy label dot text in a little block. Happy label dot text. There we go. That's the one. That's why it was refusing to block. There we go. And it's adding +1 according to the next one. So please don't feel bad. You've seen me struggling with this. I'm trying to read very small text here and trying to copy it across. This is not easy. I would really suggest if you have a computer, then use that computer rather than trying to do it on an iPad. If all you've got is an iPad, then I would suggest choose something really simple. Perhaps take the tutorial you've already used from 1 and 2 and just add to it a little bit, just to extend the project. Look for warnings down here for showing warnings, if there are any warnings, and clicking on show warnings, hide warnings. It's not showing any warnings at the moment. And just follow through on each of these steps So duplicate blocks. Now let's make the angry emoji work too. So right click or control click on the when happy button, click. The when happy button click, I've got to go right click and I've got to go and then click duplicate. Okay, and then next step. So now I've got to change happy button here to angry button, and happy label presumably to angry label, and over here angry text. So I've got a happy button, I've got the angry button, and I'm basically using right click and duplicate and then just changing, where it says angry button, where from happy button, etc. So I'm guessing the next step is to do the label. I was way ahead of them. And then the sad button. So right click and duplicate. So now I change it to when sad button is clicked, set sad label to sad label text +1. Okay, and that seems to test it out. Try it out on your device. And then they offer some advice on expanding. So these are things that you could do to make the project a little bit bigger. But what you basically have is a nice little app. Whenever you click on, sorry for these notifications, whenever you click on the happy button, it adds one to the happy button label and so on. So that naught there becomes a 1. If you're more angry, it goes 1, 2, 3. Becomes sad, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4 whenever you click it, and so on. So you get an idea of how you're feeling. Sometimes it can be hard to know how you're feeling. And then obviously if you expand this, you can do extra things like texting a friend when you're feeling sad. So you just go into, if you wanted to do that, you use the texting component to send a message when the sad button is clicked. I'm going to click on texting and it shows me how to do that. So use these tutorials and try to put together the best darn app that you can. And when you're ready, obviously remember to save your project the whole time. Click Publish to Gallery. And then it's telling me I need to register. So before you can submit projects, you need to set up your gallery account. You can do this by closing this window, going back to MIT App Inventor and clicking the Login to New Gallery button to set up your account. So you set up account, you can set up the gallery and then publish it to the gallery and send me the link to that as submission for this project. You have quite a few weeks to complete this project and obviously use some of the time to catch up on other assignments as well. Good luck with your app.